Little bit of user error. Here's your coffee.
Thank you.
Here's my coffee.
Thank you.
And now we both have our coffee cups.
And look, we got the good coffee cups. We got our OnlyFans mugs. Wait, is it on that side? No. Yes.
It's on both sides.
Fancy.
It's on both sides.
Oh, I didn't know. I could only see one side.
This is the cups that I used to make us our coffee in when we were living in Beverly Hills. And now that we're living in Idaho and I went to Beverly Hills and I've made it back safely, I brought the cups. They were a high priority. I wrapped them in t-shirts and turtlenecks to keep them safe.
You tell them cute.
And they were in my carry-on luggage. There's the dog. We just watched a horrific video.
Oh my gosh. I saw this streamer, Natalie Reynolds, today. She paid
Not a
this
nice
lady.
girl. Not a nice girl.
Not a nice girl. She said she would pay this lady. She ended up not even paying her, but she said she would pay this lady that can't swim $20 to jump into this lake. She's like, we'll help. We'll help you get back. It's fine. Just jump in. Just jump in. And in the video, it shows her telling this lady, just jump in. She almost pushed her. Like, she did a fake
Yeah, no,
thing
that
too.
I didn't like. She was like, well, if you don't do it, I'm going to push you. Kind of. It was like,
Yeah, it was
while
like,
the
what
woman's
the
back
fuck?
was turned. It was like,
Yeah. This
nah.
lady can't swim. So she jumped in, and she was like, then the group of kids started just leaving, like walking away. And then you could hear the lady in the background say, I can't swim. I can only float. I can't swim. I can only float. She's going to drown. And then these kids got kicked out of the park by all the other people that were there. They're like, you guys need to leave. They called the fire truck while these kids were leaving. Like, the fire truck came. And this girl was like, no, please don't. I didn't know. I didn't know. Like, and she was like, she did know. The lady told her ahead of time she can't swim. She told the lady ahead of time, just jump in, just do it. So it's like, she did fucking know. She just didn't take any accountability for her actions.
Yeah.
Fucking
No.
Gen Z, dude. I hate my generation. It's my generation.
My generation.
I hate that.
It was very troubling to see the lack of humanity in the video, or just the way that within 15 seconds she says, no, dude, you should totally jump in. And then then within 15 seconds later saying, no, I didn't say that at all.
She's like, I didn't tell her to jump in. Everyone else was like, yes, you fucking
you
did.
did.
It's on
Yes, you
camera
did.
that you said it.
Yeah. No, it was like the guy said that. I felt he was saying that because they were live and it wasn't being a recorded thing that they could edit later.
They were live.
Yeah, they were live and people were commenting in the thing. And that's why I was like, oh, in real time, you're seeing what a sociopathic narcissist behaves like.
See,
Yeah.
I was getting on board with streamers lately. Like, I've never really been a big fan of social media influencers, even though we're turning into one. Like, they've never been the top thing on my list. But watching lately all the streamers going about, like, exposing pedophiles and predators and all that shit like that, total respect. That's a huge, great thing that they're doing for society. But this bullshit, like, taking advantage of vulnerable people, trying to pay them $20 to do something just to get views, that's fucked. That is so not okay.
Yeah, that's not even a working hourly wage of $20.
No.
I would have said
$20?
if you're gonna pay somebody for an hour's bit of work, the minimum that you need to pay them is $25.
See, my thing is, if you're paying someone to jump in a lake and they can't swim, minimum would be $200.
That's a $200 trip. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
for sure.
and at least fucking help them or have like weighties or something.
A
for
towel,
them.
a fucking towel.
I would have.
But that was the thing. There was no
ladder.
ladder. That was the thing I did notice. There was no ladder on that walkway thing.
Well, it was a boat dock.
It's a boat dock. Yeah.
They were on
so
boat docks.
if she's not, she can't swim. She's in trouble. That's for sure. But the woman being the size that she is, without a ladder, wouldn't be able to physically get herself out of the water. She'd have to swim to the shore.
Well, the other thing is, she said she could float.
Yeah, she could float.
Which I'm not surprised, seeing as the size she was. But
Big girl.
if she could float, she could have just floated to the edge of the boat docks and had the people, like, got her up.
Yeah, but she's like, yeah. I don't know. If you can't swim, you can't swim. It's kind of like if you can't walk, you can't walk. Yeah, it's easy. All you got to do is make it to the other side of the room.
It's true. You know, we gave my sister swimming lessons when we were kids. Me and my brother were pretty decent swimmers, but my sister could not do it for the life of her. We spent like $500 one summer trying to get her swim lessons. Wow. Didn't work. We went to Hawaii one time. Her husband tried teaching her how to swim in the ocean. She got hit by a current. It was really funny. She was fine, you know, came up after she got hit, but it was so freaking funny. Like, you gotta learn how to swim if you're gonna go and jump into a lake or go to an ocean or pool or something. You gotta learn how to swim. Like, it's not a good world to not know, honestly.
No, swimming is just like breathing and walking. Yeah, I would have thought that 80% of the planet is made up of water. It is, yeah, it's
100%. No,
80,
you're right. You're right.
80%.
I was gonna
80%.
say people are 100% made up of water, or 80% made up of water. 100% of people are made up of 80% of water, but you make 80% of the world. Like
Yeah,
the
the
world,
planet,
not
the planet.
people.
Or is it 50% of it is water and then 25% of it is desert, and then we live on the other bits? I think it's 75% is water, and then there half of the remaining 25% is desert, and then we all live on like only a 10% parcel of what is actually
I like
the
our little
globe.
parcel.
The globe. Speaking of globe, and I guess
Dude, that was a good one.
that was a good one. That was a good. When you were getting into bed last night as well, that was a real trucker as well.
Oh yeah, last night I like belched it. I was like a total 10 out of 10. This one was only like an 8 compared to that one last night.
Yeah. No. Last night that was a 10 out of 10. All right.
That was a good one.
Just after our romantic times, just before sleep. I thought you were asleep many a times, and the TV was on until 6 o'clock this morning.
That's awkward.
With the American dad. But yeah, I flew in from LA yesterday, where I was staying for 2 days in Beverly Hills, and I gotta say, landing in Burbank Airport or landing in LAX, it's like landing in Los Angeles is like, this is a dystopian shithole. Like you're landing in an airport where it's clearly been carved out from all the warehouses and houses and just road and stuff. And then when you land in Seattle, it's beautiful. When you land, Seattle the airport is built on top in a valley on top of these mountains. So you're taking off from these mountains. So you're taking off, and there's already all these beautiful mountains below you leading into. Is that a lake or the sea ocean?
Lake.
That's a lake. It's a lake. Beautiful, beautiful thing though.
There's an ocean, just not in Seattle.
Yeah, and then when you land in Idaho Falls, you're landing in the middle of God's country. It's just farmers' fields for as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
And there's snow mountains. So when you come down from the clouds, in the clouds you can see the mountains with the snow caps on them, and then you go for the clouds and it's just beautiful. So very much glad to be back here.
I think it's fun. Every time I would leave here to go to California, I'd have the same thing. I'd be like, just look out the windows while we would like take off and be like, damn, I can't believe I'm leaving this shit behind. And then as soon as we land, I'm like, I can't believe this is where I ended up. Like, oh.
And then when you get to LA, it's a 30-minute drive from Burbank to Beverly Hills.
California is honestly such a big disappointment.
And it's just, there's nothing. I'll tell you what it is. At Laurel Canyon, at Laurel Canyon and Sunset, there used to be this huge tree. It was about 150 years old, but it was so big, its leaves covered both sides of the street, and even a little bit of across the street, the nightclub across the way. I remember at the nightclub across the way, a couple of times I did gigs, and there'd be like leaves in the speakers and stuff from this tree. It was a huge tree.
I would love that.
Bit of a landmark. And then they chopped it down. In the 2 months that I was away, it's now gone. And they repaved the road and everything, so there's no more trees. So the landscape of Laurel Canyon and Sunset Boulevard now looks totally different. And then there's the homelessness thing. There's the roads are terrible. There's potholes. And then you got the whole thing of knowing that it's the most profitable state in the whole country, yet it's the most poorly managed one.
That's why it's most profitable, because it's so poorly managed. It's only profitable because all the people that are making profits are the ones stealing all the money from all the homeless funds. Don't you look so fucking cute?
Yeah, it is the homeless thing, and there's the lack of. And now there's people that haven't been paying their rent for 4 years, and now they're getting away with it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because of stupid squatter rights.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing that California has ever done to their population of people. Squatters' rights. They allow homeless people they allow anyone to steal up to $1,000 worth of stuff from any store or home, turns out.
Home? Fuck
Homes,
off.
too. They're allowed to steal. If someone comes on your property, cops can't do shit about it. It's your property, but they can't get rid of this person. Like, I remember at the model house when I was staying down there in California, there's a homeless guy that came into the property and started watching one of the girls streaming in the guest house Oh, yeah. So, like, standing out in the dark, we noticed on the cameras, it was, like, middle of the night. Everyone was asleep except for this chick.
Oh, God.
It was terrifying. But we called the cops. They couldn't do anything. They're like...
But they couldn't even get him off the property?
Yeah. They wouldn't even come down. They're like, he's on the... I get it. It's your private property, but we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
He's allowed to be there.
Just going out and beating him with a fucking bat.
Yeah. In Idaho, if that happened... No, because if you do that... It's
then
aggravated assault.
Yeah.
In Idaho, if that happens, you're allowed to shoot.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were allowed to shoot as well in California. And you were, I believe, up until 2022, you were allowed to, like...
Oh, yeah. Up until 2022, when they changed all of this bullshit, you were allowed to protect yourself. Now you can't without getting an assault charge.
Yeah, there was a guy last week, beat up the guy, and then he got arrested.
Yeah. This guy came to beat him up, and he beat up this guy that was going to beat him up. They both got arrested, but this guy got more charged because he beat up this guy more than this guy touched him.
Wild.
It's fucking stupid. I remember there was a guy in the industry that got attacked. He, went straight back to Canada because he defended himself, but he would have gone to jail. So he just went straight back home to Canada. He was like, fuck that.
Yeah, that was the smart thing to do in that situation. All right, it was like no, because if you deal with the police or you see them at all in Los Angeles, it's like, oh, I don't care how right I am or how whatever you have on video, it doesn't matter. They're idiots. When all that stuff a few years ago, when they were talking about defunding the police, they actually did take $10 billion out of the Californian budget for the police. So policemen did retire, and then there's all trainees. So you're dealing...
Or all of the older guys that are racist, sexist pieces of shit that don't really care. There are some good cops, don't get me wrong. But most of them are no longer in service because they're not getting paid.
Yeah. No, that's like...
And the new training guys, they don't get trained as they used to
and the
anymore.
training isn't as good as it used to. So the training isn't as good as it used to be, and they're, brand new.
Nowadays, people that want to be cops are pussies. People that want to join the military are actual men. It's a sad fucking day.
There you go. Trump 2024.
Oh yeah, Trump just got convicted. Are we going to talk about that?
I guess
Trump's
so.
guilty, but he's still allowed to run for president. So we could potentially have our first felon as president. He's also the first former president that's ever been convicted of anything.
Yeah, no, it is a banana republic we're living in, all right. It is a little ridiculous. I mean, Hunter Biden's still loose. All his connections to Ukrainian gas companies and Chinese technology companies.
I honestly am looking forward to the day Hunter Biden runs for president.
Oh no!
I want him to go against Trump's son. I don't remember his name.
Hunter could never be a viable thing. He's never been involved in politics. By the time Joe Biden was already involved in politics by the time. Like, he's been involved in politics since his 30s.
Oh, I know.
Your man Hunter Biden, he's never been in politics. He went to Harvard. He was on the board of Burisma.
He's never been involved, but he always knows about it.
Well, yeah, his father was vice president.
And his mom's Hillary.
His mom's the other lady.
That's Clinton.
That's finished. We have a big day ahead of us. We have a U-Haul, try-on haul.
I don't know why he always says U-Haul. It's really entertaining. I don't know why I say
U-Haul either. It's been 2 months.
We have a try-on haul to do today. We got tons of new clothes we're going to try. Tons of new lingerie and bodysuits and shit. We got stuff I'm posting right now and uploading on all of the sites.
On that site, that's a good one. That's a site we won't mention.
Yeah.
It's going up.
Well, all of the sites, they're going to have new shit up this weekend. We got new try-on haul for my YouTube, Aubry.42 this weekend. We're going to get some new gem shots for this man for a Celtic Iron this weekend.
We're gonna do our chest and biceps today. We're working at the chest and then the biceps.
That don't exist.
There we go. They'll be existing after this, though.
One day I want to get an American flag here so that when I'm old and have like those old lady arms, we call them Relief Society arms.
You call them what?
Relief Society arms in the Mormon
Relief
Church.
Society arms?
Yeah, because it's the ladies in Relief Society. They're older. They're in this group called
We call
Relief
them
Society.
bingo wings.
Bingo wings.
Because the girls
yes,
in the bingo! Bingo!
I want an American flag here so that when I get older and have that, it'll be a waving flag.
Waves.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Someone pay for it for me.
Rock and roll. See you tomorrow.
America.
This was coffee 1. We're going to have a second one before we go to the gym.
Amen.
Yeah. Oh my God.